In less than a decade, smart assistants like Alexa, Siri, and Google Home have quickly become household names. These conversational AI agents are able to understand and respond to human speech and text by learning and training on large amounts of data. As more people around the world slowly integrate more of these agents into their daily routines, it is only natural that we should educate others, especially young students, on the capabilities and limitations of such technologies. In this paper, Jessica and I teach students about conversational AI through CONVO, a conversational AI agent. We improved upon an existing system named CONVO. The previous iteration of the system was a conversational programming agent that aimed to lower the barrier to entry for students to learn how to program. We wanted to expand upon CONVO and allow students to create their own conversational AI agents through either talk or text. To do this, we had to complete 3 main tasks. The first was to provide CONVO with a less constrained way to interpret user utterances. We created a new user interface for CONVO, which can be seen in this figure here. We also added an intuitive way for students to enter in training data for CONVO to learn. The training data includes intent phrases, which are groups of sentences with similar meanings, and entity examples, which are specific information in intents, for example, things like a date or a time. Here, you can see that the intent phrases are many ways that a user might ask CONVO to add together 2 numbers. And on the right-hand side, we can highlight the entities in these intent phrases, which are all the numbers that are being added together. The final main task of implementation was to create a way to train CONVO to recognize intents and extract necessary information through entities. We did this by augmenting CONVO's existing conversational programming abilities with a way to connect intents with procedures. Once an intent was connected to a procedure, anytime that intent was recognized, CONVO would run the corresponding procedure. To test our prepared curriculum in CONVO, we held a series of 3 2-hour-long workshops over consecutive Saturdays. The workshops were held to 15 students, all within the 7th and 8th grade. Through pre- and post-workshop surveys, we wanted to investigate 2 main research questions. The first was, what conversational AI and AI literacy concepts can students learn through our conversational AI workshops? And the second was, how do students' feelings of self-efficacy and perceptions of conversational AIs change through our workshops? In the pre-workshop survey, we asked students to describe AI in just 3 words or short phrases. The aggregation of the 12 responses is found in this figure. Common themes among the words and phrases were that computers and technology were smart and intelligent. After the workshop, we asked students to describe what they thought conversational agents were. A total of 7 students gave responses, and no student said something that was inaccurate. 3 students specifically stated that you must program the agents with human-given data, and all 7 students mentioned that these agents talk back to you. Overall, the students gave much more technical responses, showing their understanding of how conversational agents and AI in general rely heavily on humans for data and input. Next, we observe how student confidence, interest, and perceptions of conversational agents changed through our workshop. We asked them to rate their responses on a 7-point Likert scale, where a point value of 1 corresponds to not at all interested or not at all confident, and a score of 7 corresponds to extremely confident and extremely interested. In general, student confidence in creating their own conversational AI agents increased from before the workshop to after the workshop, and student interest in creating a conversational AI agent remained high throughout. We also asked students a series of persona questions that asked students to rank a series of statements about conversational AIs on a 7-point Likert scale as well. We observed large changes, however, with the statements that conversational agents are intelligent and smarter than them. We attribute this shift in sentiment to how students had learned about how much human work goes into making a conversational agent seem smart. There were 5 main key takeaways from the work done for this paper. The first was that learning about and using CONVO empowered students to be more confident in their abilities to create their own conversational agents. The second was that students' perceptions of AI's intelligence shifted. The third was that students were able to learn some key concepts about conversational AI. Fourth, students were able to create their own conversational agents. And finally, we decided that CONVO was a useful tool for students to learn more about conversational AI and conversational agents in particular. If you'd like to learn more specifically about CONVO and our results, please check out our associated paper for VLHCC 2021.